Hi everybody, Radical Gardener. How are you today? Well, today is Monday, the 13th of July, I believe. All right, the weather's beautiful. Of course, I'm loving Florida. I love it for many reasons. Crazy about the governor down here. He's getting a lot of heat, but he's like holding firm. He's a good guy. But, you know, beside all of that, I mean, the weather is really suiting me. And that is going to lead me into C60. So I wanted to review where I'm at today with C60 and really the journey that I've had with it. And, you know, I've been taking it for quite a while now, about 2.5 years, which seems hard to believe. And actually, that's how a lot of you came to my channel. I used to have a lot more subscribers, actually almost 5,000 subscribers. Now I think I'm around 600. And one of the reasons that I don't have as many subscribers as I used to is because I was really, and I still am, a champion of a specific kind of C60. And his competitors are pretty vicious, and so so my channel was taken down. I don't really care, you know, it's not who I am, this channel. It's something that's fun for me to do, and frankly, I was getting really caught up and, you know, oh, I got lots of numbers, and, you know, it was a good thing, actually, other than all the work that went into it, because I was researching a lot of prep information, and so there was some really good information there that I think that I touched on, a lot of the other people hadn't. And because I approach it with no fear-mongering, I think it made it really, really valuable. But, you know, whatever, the universe has its plans, and, you know, just move it along. But in the meantime, the most important part is not my YouTube channel or if I was getting the information out there. It's just what was it doing for my health? What was and is it doing for my health? So really, you can't really say much about a product until you've really been in it for a while or taking it for a while. So let me just start at the beginning. You know, I heard about it like a lot of other people on YouTube. I heard about it through somebody that's really popular. I'm going to leave names out of this. You know, you can put 2 and 2 together. So it gained a lot of popularity really fast. There was a specific kind of this C60 that was being touted. And so I went with that for a month, and I was really sick. And actually, so was my husband. Now, this is, again, I'm just going to assume that you've never seen my channel before, you don't know me. But my husband's background is in medicine, and he's no fool. You know, and he was really in medicine, like knee deep. He was on a research team at the University of Washington. The people he worked with went on to win Nobel Prizes. You know, so he's a really, really smart guy. So we liked the idea of the C60 as soon as we heard about it. We knew there was something to it, but we got really sick on it. But in the meantime, I'd seen another YouTube video. And that one was Bob Greska. And that really resonated with Joe and I. And what we really liked, besides his real straightforward explanation of the C60 and his C60 and why it was different, what we really liked is that his background was in science and that he worked as a scientist for NASA, a carbon scientist more specifically. So that just, you know, really gave it some legs as far as we were concerned. And so we switched over to that, and it was really night and day. And we actually detoxed from the C60 we took before. And, you know, and then, though it didn't take long, I would say it was like 2 weeks or so, but something just told us to keep taking it. Even though we were kind of detoxing these effects, we just had a feeling that this was going to be something really different, right? Now, this is a good time for me to drop in that I'm not a spring chicken. And I, on purpose, I just got out of the pool. I don't have any makeup on. All I have on is some lipstick. And I'm almost 70 years old. I'm going to be 69 years old in October. So, you know, I did this on purpose so you could see the health of my skin. You can see that my eyes are clear. And, you know, my hair, you know, I do nothing to it now. It's just light from the sun. And actually, my hair was more this color when I was younger. And even though I lightened it, my roots are growing in, and they're actually more this color, whereas my hair was darker before. And so my hair is returning to its natural color that back in when I was really junior high school. It's pretty crazy. And my eyes are bluer. My eyes have actually gone back to the blue that they were in high school. And they had gotten really gray. So these are things I never associated with toxicity. I just figured that's what happens when you get older. So the reason I'm bringing that up is that we were on this journey pretty late in our life, so we were pretty toxic. You know, I was, you know, in bands. I smoked 3 packs of cigarettes a day. I mean, I quit 25 years ago or something, but I smoked for a big part of my life, 3 packs of cigarettes a day. I drank a lot, did drugs. Joe, too. You know, we were a product of the 60s and 70s, you know, and I ran wild. And so, you know, there was a lot of toxicity. I will say, though, that I was lucky because I was raised with a mother who didn't believe in fluoride or inoculations, and she cooked everything from scratch, so we were basically eating organic food. So I grew up on really healthy food, and also we used to have a chiropractor who's a real kind of a vigilante, and he had a farm in Irish Hills when we were living in the Detroit area, in Irish Hills, Michigan, and he would come in twice a week and see his patients, chiropractor, and he would only do the original chiropractic adjustment, the Atlas adjustment. So we grew up with that adjustment. God, who invented chiropractic? Why am I spacing this? I know this really well. Whatever. You know who it is. So, you know, he was at that school, the Palmer School, and he was an old guy. And so he would put phone books on our kitchen chairs and give us adjustments. And then we would take these minerals that I would give anything in the world to get my hands on now. They were so strong. And we'd mix them up in a glass of my mother would make us take them. And, you know, when you're growing up, you have these really episodes of being really weepy and your hormones are out of whack. And my mother would always give me a glass of those minerals. And by the time I was done with those minerals, I would be laughing. My mood would completely shift. So having said that, I was pretty crazy. I had this fundamental, you know, kind of idea of what health was, and it was really lucky to have a mother that was really, you know, really investigating all of those things. The other thing we do is we used to get, you know, the whole, you know, our feet massage, and just releasing toxins. So my mother was into some really interesting things. But anyway, so you know. Here I was, let's see, so if I started 2.5 years ago, you know, in my mid-60s, taking C60, as was Joe. So what are the improvements and what have we seen over the last 2.5 years? Well, I'll tell you what some of my issues were taking it. And I thought I was pretty healthy, you know, because I was paying attention to my health at that point. And I had been for the last, I would say, 8 years prior to taking the C60. I'm not saying I ate like an angel. I still ate some crap here and there. But, you know, it's pretty much gluten-free, pretty much eating organic food. You know, I was working with Dr. Snell, who's a homeopathic, naturopathic herbalist. And so I was working with her, and I was seeing Terry Purcell was doing craniosacral sometimes weekly. This is another where I should jump in here is for 20 years from the time I was probably 42 years old to 62 years, almost weekly, I would get acupuncture. So there were some things that were still really working for me in my body because, you know, I would get massages a lot. So I was still moving things through me. But I had a couple of bad falls. I'd fallen really racked up my leg. I fell downstairs backwards, and I mean, my leg was really messed up. I had arthritis, and I was scheduled to get 2 knee replacements. My adrenals were just shot. What else was going on? I would break out in hives. You know, there were a lot of foods I couldn't eat. So, you know, there were some stomach issues going on. But if you looked at me, I looked pretty good. And, you know, I had some energy, but I was losing my energy fast. Okay, so introduce the C60. I'm not quite sure how long it took for any of it to happen. It seemed to be gradual. But what I did know is that I wanted to, right out of the gate, excuse me, I wanted to document it. So I worked with Dr. Snell, and I started taking the C60, Bob's C60, and we did live blood and dry cell analysis. And it was unbelievable, the improvements we would see every 30 days. Way less inflammation. You know, it was, and I have that's all on some older videos, and I will put those down below. I won't be able to do that until this evening. This video may go up sooner, but I will put the links to those down below by this evening. So I was able to document it, right? Now my husband, he had issues. You know, he was a smoker, still a smoker. He had a heart attack in his mid-40s. And, you know, he ate some crap and stuff. I mean, his diet was pretty good along with mine, but, you know, we're still cheating, eating sugar and kind of stuff like that. And he had arthritis. Okay. So over the last 2 years, these are the improvements. I started out when I was taking C60. I started out with the support of this, and it's called Endearin, right? Now, these are all things you have to get through your practitioner. So that helped for adrenal support. So I took that while the C60 was detoxing me. Along with that, and this is, of course, the C60 that I take. Along with that, to just improve my gut and the inflammation in my gut, is I was taking this stuff is unbelievable. It's called, you see that? So it's Ultra Inflammix Plus 360, advanced support for the nutritional management of compromised gut function in IBD. Through Metagenics. Metagenics makes great stuff. So again, I was getting that through my practitioner, 1 scoop and some juice every morning, apple juice, okay? And then I was taking this, which has all kinds of things in it. I mean, it has organic parsley, it has organic kale, organic barley, organic, a type of berry I don't know, spinach leaf powder, broccoli sprout, Irish moss. I mean, there's so much in here. It's just crazy. All kinds of different berries. And so it's great because it's like vegetables and fruit. And this, too, was just like 1 scoop a day. So this is what I was taking along with the C60. So I don't want to give the impression it was just the C60. And again, let me show you that in case that's something that you want to look at. Okay. And then I was taking a full spectrum mineral, which I still take. And I also take Calm at night. So I take this, 2 dropperfuls during the day, and then I take Calm at night. And then on top of that, I take J. Crow's I always call it Luigi's, but it isn't Luigi's. J. Crow's iodine. And I take a dropper full a day. I always put it in my tea in the morning. That's what I take. This is really, I'm really starting to understand how special this stuff is. All right. So, you know, things just started to come online. Now, I was working with a wonderful masseuse in Michigan. I live in Florida now, but we call her Katie Bug, Katie McDonald. And she is very special. And I was working with her about once a week. And when I started the C60, she started to do lymphatic massage. And the first time she did it, my entire body just broke out in this horrible, like it was like a heat rash. Like my whole body just was these bumps, and it was like on fire. Well, you know, that was the inflammation. And I mean, she'd given me lymphatic massages before, and I'd never had that reaction. So with the C60 and the lymph, it was really pulling out the inflammation in my body. This is what I'm going to say to you about C60. I think if you are not moving the toxins through by either being physical, like really moving around, or through lymphatic massage, or in some way where you're draining those toxins out, I think it's dangerous. I think that you have to really be engaged and paying attention to pulling those toxins out. Because what happens is C60, especially Bob's C60, is really good at what it does. Really good at what it does. It does exactly what Bob says it's going to do. But if you're overwhelming a toxic liver, and that C60 isn't, or I'm not sorry, those toxins aren't getting out in any elegant way, or in a, not quickly, but you don't want them sitting in your lymph, you're asking for trouble. So you really need to move that stuff through you. I think C60 is one of the greatest things that's ever happened to me. It's completely changed my quality of life. But I knew right away, and so did my practitioner, Dr. Snell, that we had to keep moving this stuff through me. And I'm not real physical. I am now that I live down here. I'm very physical now. But, you know, remember, I was hurting from injuries, and I wasn't moving around very well. I had a leg that was still not working too well. And so, you know, moving around wasn't really my thing yet, right? So I just want to put that out there. Okay, so what does my life look like today? So here I am 2.5 years later. Well, one of the things that I've noticed, and actually it took one of my subscribers, who's actually a Facebook friend, and we've become really friendly, Robert, and he is, I think, out of Arkansas, and he found C60 by watching my channel back when. And I was saying to him, because he's in Arkansas and a gardener, and I'm in Florida gardening, and I said, I can't believe how much I'm not affected by the heat. Because, you know, I'm you know, on the chubby side, and, you know, I'm just somebody like the heat and humidity. Oh, my God, I would just fall apart. I'm out here in this Florida heat with this humidity in my garden, and it just isn't killing me. I mean, I just can't believe it. I'm actually thriving down here. Well, that's C60. And he said, well, it's the C60 you're taking. I said, oh my God, it is the C60. He says, because it really negates that radiation, right? So that, I mean, even today, I'm still getting the benefits, these, you know, kind of undiscovered benefits of C60. What I did know about C60 in the last couple of years is I couldn't get a sunburn. So that's how effective it is at you know, eating up or negating, you know, radiation, because I can't even burn, right? I just tan. And I can't even get a really dark tan. So, I mean, that is, you know, that's really great. I'm going to get back to that in a minute, because I want to talk about that in relation to what's going on our planet weather-wise, and how I think C60, this was no mistake or no, just kind of a miracle that it showed up when it did. But anyways, I have clarity of thought, which again, you know, you think, yeah, a toxic brain toxicity, but I mean, I'm just sharp. I can, you know, I'm engaged. I just want to take in more information. I'm reading all the time. I mean, you know, I'm just going all day. I'm excited about life. Now, remember what my age is, right? A lot of people are winding down at this point. I feel like I'm just revving up. Okay. Clarity of thought, my skin, I mean, I just can't get over my skin. It's just, you know, everything about it. I had so much sun damage. I don't use any sunscreen. I don't use any protection on my skin. I've never thought it was a good idea. I always thought you should leave your pores open and breathing. And that was just, you know, was going to really keep you healthy. You really want to take in on all that vitamin D. And so I'm in the sun now. Geez, I don't know. I think I'm in the sun at least 2-3 hours in you know the middle of the day. I just can't get enough sunlight. Like I said, my adrenals, I'm going from morning to night. You know, usually around 7 o'clock, I've had enough. And now I'm going to be getting back to exercising, riding my bike and walking. My body's really working. I'm used to the heat. So, you know, I'm fully, you know, almost fully online. And now it's time to really step up my game as far as being really physical. And that's on my bucket list. But I would not be here and thinking like that unless I had been taking the C60. The stomach thing, I can eat almost anything I want. You have no idea, like, you know, what a journey that's been. I mean, honestly, just everything, you know, would just make me sick. I mean, you know, I couldn't eat bananas. I couldn't eat watermelon. I couldn't eat. There's still some things that I'm funny with, but, you know, I mean, if I want to eat a piece of bread, I eat it before. It was like, no, you know. So, I mean, my gut is really healed up beautifully. I don't take the Ultraflamex that much anymore, Inflamex that much anymore. But if I feel my stomach's going a little bit wonky, I take it. What I have really embraced more and more has been the iodine. It's really kind of blown me away what I've been able to use iodine for. And so between the iodine, the C60, and the minerals, I pretty much have got it covered. Plus, I have come to believe that once you get to a certain point, to not take very many things. I think that that overwhelms the liver, and I think stresses the liver out. And, you know, sometimes, too, maybe it's just a good idea to do what I think is called, I think Erica was talking about this, and so is another practitioner friend of mine, Jen Arnold, is pulsing, where you take things for a while and then you don't take them for a while and you don't take them. So, and I'll get back to the C60 about that. So the arthritis, I don't need knee replacements. You know, I have one knee that clicks a little bit, but, you know, I still eat sugar sometimes. And, you know, that is my bane. You know, I love sugar. And so if I didn't eat any sugar, I would have no arthritis. Let's just put it out there. It's my fault. But basically, I don't have it in my hands. I don't have it in my knees. A couple of my toes feel a little arthritic. But the minute I would back off sugar, and I don't eat that much, but I really shouldn't eat any. So, so the C60 really, you know, continues to work for me with the arthritis, with the inflammation. And yeah, so I mean, you know, who can say that? I mean, I was literally scheduled to go and do that, you know, do this, get my knees replaced, and nothing in me wanted to do it. And at that point, see, this was 5 years ago to get the knee replacements. I was living on an island, and I got iced in the morning of the surgery, and I couldn't get off the island. There you go, huh? Yeah, that's divine intervention. So, okay, so I mean, you know, I used to get hives all the time from something I ate. I never get those anymore. Skin tags basically fell off. You know, it's just, again, if you just feeling my skin, it feels fantastic. It feels soft. It feels young. Yeah, so, what have you. Another thing I did too as I was going through that, and I think this is part of that C60 journey, is that I was really clear that I had to really check in on my dental health. And I had 5 root canals. I had them all taken out. I was really clear that that was actually keeping me sick on some level, you know, because root canals are just bad news. You can't ever get rid of the bacteria once they open that up. And there was one that just wouldn't clear up, and there's always an infection. I just got them out. So I had dental work done. My teeth look great. So it's been quite a journey. You know, was it just the C60? No, but the C60, it gave me so much clarity, and it gave me enough energy so that I wanted to do those things, or I could see what the next step was, right? It really was and is a key part of my continued journey with health. So one of the things that I've tried to do with the C60 last month is do it for a couple of days and then get off it, because again, I've been, you know, really looking at this thing about pulsing, where you take things for a while and then you don't take them, you kind of give your liver a break. And I did that, but you know, again, it's a real intuitive thing. I just got, no, I should just take the C60. It's okay to take that. I think my body's really used to it now. My body really likes it. And so, you know, I'm just going to continue taking my daily dropper full, you know. So now let's talk about, I know this is getting to be kind of a long video, but I wanted to cover everything, and I'll try and wrap it up here. So let's talk about, you know, the grand solar minimum. And of course, you know, many of us that are, I think my husband's choking. Okay, so are you okay? All right, so anyways, GSM. So what is the GSM? It's a grand solar minimum. I'm sure many people that, you know, are taking C60 and that are investigators, and so they understand what that is. And so what it does mean is we have a weakened magnetosphere, which means that more cosmic ray flux comes in, and means that we're living with more radiation. I think that there's some benefits about this radiation that we need to look at. We definitely become more psychic, more intuitive. The CIA has done studies on that. I printed out 800-page document that the CIA did, I think, in the early 60s, that I had actually found out about through Diamond. But that when there's a grand solar minimum or a quiet sun, less sunspots, we become more intuitive and more psychics. And that's going on right now. It's going to go on for the next 30 to 100 years. However, because of more radiation coming in, we want to be protected with that. So with the combination of the C60 and the iodine, I think that this is really, these are components of us staying healthy, you know, now and in our future, because times are changing, and I think we have to adopt and adapt accordingly. So I just, you know, I kind of heard it loud and clear in my own intuitive way of like, these are going to be really key parts of my health, or key, parts of my health. So I hope I covered everything. You know, if you have any questions, anyone knows, you can always reach out. I have some incredible people that are really, really smart. Tanya and Erica and, you know, Vin and David. All these people have been on this long C60 journey. Bob Greska, you can always reach out to him. He's an amazing human being. So if you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'll direct you to someone else if I don't have the answers. I probably don't have the answers. I just have my personal experience. And yeah, I'm here to help, and I just wanted to share. So thanks for your patience. Sorry for the long video, but I wish you all nothing but health. A radical gardener, from my garden to yours. May your garden always grow. And I'm wishing you and sending you a ton of love. Thanks. Bye.